Hello model railroad fans, welcome to Vintage Road and Rail. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at this rather large box that I've got here, and what this is a box of Tyco stuff that I bought online, and I was really disappointed in the seller when I got this box. In fact, I have broken the tape, as you can see here, and opened it and have looked inside, but everything is exactly as it was when I opened it, and the packing job was just atrocious. And so in this video we're going to take a look at the way this was packed. Then once we do that, I'm going to stop the camera for a little bit, we'll pull everything out, and then we'll see what kind of condition everything is in, and if anything works, what's broken, you know, that sort of thing, and just kind of go from there. And as we kind of go along, I'll fill in a little bit as to how that situation actually panned out. So first, let's get up here and let's just pull this one flap back, and you can already kind of see where we're getting at here. Alright, so let me reach over here and reach over here and over here, and I'm going to just kind of go high level here. So you can see this is the way it looked when I opened it. I kid you not. Not a lick of bubble wrap, tissue paper, or anything. Just like this. So this locomotive right here had a shell on it when I saw the picture in the on the listing. And in fact, you can see the shell here. Alright, so now, as bad as this is, it gets even worse, because, like I said, I opened this up and this is what I saw. The only other thing that I did, nothing has been pulled out of here. The only other thing that I did is I lifted this. And here is what I saw. Just like this. So I quickly reached out to the seller to inquire about it, and they informed me that they did not pack this. They, according to them, dropped it off at like a FedEx or a UPS or something, and this is how they packed it and sent it to me. I wasn't real sure what my thoughts were on that, if that was plausible or not, but the seller did offer to give me a full 100% refund, which was really about the only option that they had to do, because it was through Macari, I believe is what it's called, and they don't give the option for like a partial credit or anything like that, whereas if I was mostly satisfied with it, eBay sellers have the option to say refund $10 or whatever. And at this point I don't even remember what I paid for it, but I didn't really want to return it, and here's why. When we lift this up and we see right here this Santa Fe, this is a Tyco C430, and I am working on collecting those locomotives. In fact, if we go over here, you can see I've got a Canadiana right here, and if we go down into this, you can see we've got a what is that, Penn Central right there. In fact, let me open this up so I don't have the glare. So you can see the Penn Central. And down here, there's a whole bunch of different locomotives. So I am working on getting a complete collection of that. And once I have this one, there's only 3 more US release ones that I don't have, and the one extremely rare Australian one. So, but anyway, the seller did try to make it right. I kind of feel bad for her, because she sent me this big old box right here, and it has some train items in there that I haven't even looked at. That's not anything that would have been in my wheelhouse, but she did try to make it right. So with that in mind, I kind of let it go. And like I said, the part I was after, the only reason I bought this lot in the first place, was that locomotive. So with that being said, I'm going to stop the video right here. I'm going to take all of this out of the box and set it up here on the train table, and then we'll see what kind of condition everything's in and see how many locomotives are in here. I think there's 3, could be 4, I'm not sure, and regardless, we'll see how they work. Everything is out of the box, and I've got it propped up behind me, and there was quite a good bit of stuff in there locomotive wise. There was locomotive wise, if I can get my words out. If I counted correctly, there were 5 in there, and we're going to take a look at some of those a little bit closer here in a moment. But it looks like this lot contained the bulk, if not all, of 2 Tyco train sets. Because you can see this is a complete box here. And this looks like it would have been the top part of another one. You can see how it would fold down. And so this one is the Conrail freight. And I believe this was going to be just a basic set. But as far as the train itself is concerned, it is all there. If you can see here, we've got a basic streamlined caboose. And so we have that here. Then you can see we've got the 40-foot hopper, Union Pacific. We got that. And we've got, I don't know what on earth is going on in this packaging, your 50-foot Burlington boxcar. You can see that there. And then we have got our F7 or F9 Conrail locomotive. So that is all present. As near as I can tell, that is all that's here for this train set. I do have track and a power supply, but I only have one of each. And I have reason to believe that it probably goes with this set. Now, this set doesn't really tell me what to expect. And there's a number here that I looked up. I just did a quick Google search and didn't find it. I didn't feel like doing any more of a search than that. But it looks like there could be multiple different types of sets in here. And I'm thinking that possibly they are smaller sets, but I'm not 100% sure. Because if you count the tender, this has 5 cars, at least in that picture. But that's really the only one I can make out. So, I do know that there's a diesel Santa Fe in here. And we've got a caboose. I believe that's a wide vision. And then it also comes with the Boston and Maine 40-foot hopper. And it's got this Pacific Fruit Express reefer. And the Santa Fe locomotive. Now what makes me think that this came with this set is when I did do a search for that number there, it kept coming up with pictures of this 55-piece Scenic City. So I believe this did come with that set. Now, whether there was a third or a fourth freight car, I have no idea. And the other thing that makes me think this is all with one set is I've got my oval of track, and then the power supply had this on it. So again, that further reinforced my thinking that this is all one set. Alright, so then the only other thing that would have come with that is I've got the remains of some sort of instructions on what to do if something's broke, a phone number to call, which I'm pretty sure is either no longer in service or reassigned. And then you just have this little filler piece to make everything look pretty good. Alright, so let's scoot that aside. Let's scoot that up. I know usually I use a tripod, but I probably need to get a gimbal or something so I'm not quite so shaky. Okay, so then we'll go to the 2 things that really kind of let me down. I'm not as concerned about them, but It still, if the packaging had, the packing job had been done better, this would not be an issue. This New York Central locomotive, I believe, based on the drive, that this is probably IHC or something along those lines. One of those Yugoslavia built jobs, but it's in really bad shape. I mean, it might be, really, to be honest with you, it could probably be cleaned up and get it working and running, I would imagine. And I believe this weight come with that. But really, I don't care. It's now this next one I am very disappointed about, because it is a Midnight Express shark nose. So I don't believe I'll be testing that. I mean, I might be able to apply power to it and we can see if it works. But the weight has fallen out, which is right here. And side frames were broke off of that rear truck. And I, remember seeing the picture. Both of these locomotives were not like this. They were one piece. There was no broken side frames. This was not out. So, again, very disappointing. Alright, so the last thing, locomotive-wise, and as I had mentioned earlier, this is what I was after. Here's the handrails, but unfortunately, this is just paperwork. There's nothing in there. And then we've got these things have been through the ringer, that won't matter. We have got this Santa Fe C430, which is in pretty good shape. It is missing the handrails on the front, and there's some white stuff that looks like I need to clean off. I'm not sure what that is, but that should be some soapy water. Should be able to get that off. And then on the back, we're missing the handrails as well. So I'll have to kind of dig those up, and these are bent in a bit right here. Missing a front coupler, but it's not broken, the actual coupler pocket itself. So, and I did see a couple of couplers in the bottom of the box, and I've got a whole bag full of them. But otherwise, it looked good. And this is the only reason I didn't return this set, is I have been looking for this locomotive, and that was really about the only thing I wanted. The rest of it was just icing on the cake. Alright, so that is pretty much everything in the box. So I'm not going to, I don't know. I think we're just going to test these two engines and this locomotive, and we'll just see how they run. So let me tell you what, let me go ahead and stop the video right now, and I will get everything unboxed and just kind of play it by ear. Everything's out of the package. I just went ahead and took everything out. So we're just going to take a quick overview of this stuff. So here's our streamlined caboose, our Union Pacific hopper, which is great because it has its brake wheel. And this is our Burlington car. It is missing the brake wheel, and that piece of tape on there was actually holding one of the horn hooks in place. So I put that back on. And here is our Conrail F9, and I believe this has, nope, this is just a regular power torque. And then we've got, I believe this is a wide vision caboose, Boston and Maine hopper, but it is missing the brake wheel. Pacific Fruit Express, but it has its brake wheel. Now, a problem we have with this F9, one is it's missing a horn, but two, the little stem that the weight was screwed into has snapped in half. You can see it right there. So that's not going to stay in. So when we test that, we will have to test it without the weight. Alright, so I'm going to get my little railer here. And let's start with this piece of, I should have probably put the shell just sits right on there. Alright, so let's put that on the track, and let's see if it does anything at all. Okay, we got power. Yep. I'm not surprised that's dead as a doorknob. Alright, so got one fail there. So let's move over to the midnight special. I did go ahead and snap this into place. The wire looked like it was still intact, or at least from this end. I can't tell what it would be on this side. So I just went ahead and snapped it in place, and we'll just see what it does. So let's load that up. Give it some power. Nothing. Okay. So we're 0-2. Alright, so let's try this. This has, I believe, an MU2 motor in it. That's what it looks like, but it's accessible. It's got screws. So if anything else, that drive will be good. So let's put that on. Oh, she twitched. That's all we got was a twitch. So I believe that drive could probably be repaired. And I would imagine this one, probably both of those could be, to be honest with you. It's just, I will probably take the time to fix this one. No. Alright, so now we've got this Conrail, and this is a power torque. So let's see how this one does. Or 0-3, because I'm sorry, that twitch, that don't count. Oh, we got a light. Oh, did it just move? Oh. She wants to go. I'm not going to stress her. I believe the wheels are dirty as all get out. I believe we just take this apart, give it a good oiling, a good cleaning up and everything, and I believe this will be running really well. Now, the last locomotive, this is the one that I bought this for. Fortunately, it has a power torque drive, and I know you may be wondering why that's fortunate. Is because, and the reason for that is they're usually pretty easy to fix, and you can get them apart relatively easy. And also, too, I've got donor locomotives that if push came to shove, I'll pop these out and put in some new ones. So, but this is the one I bought this whole thing for. So let's see what we get. Ah, it moves. Alright, we got life. Not a lot, but we do have life. Okay, well, I don't really want the two that have a little bit of signs of life, this Conrail and this Santa Fe, I do not want to stress them, because I do believe that just a good wheel cleaning, oiling everything up, should take care of everything. And if not, they can be pulled apart and have the commutator cleaned and all that good stuff. And I would imagine, being at that midnight special is also power torque, it will probably be real easy to get up and running. But I've got 2, 3, maybe even 4 of those. I don't know that I will bother. I don't know if I'm going to bother with that thing at all. So, anyway, as far as the packaging, it's back in the box. I'm sorry, I know I like having box sets, but that packaging is so rough. And I'm not even entirely sure what all should be in there. So I'm just going to put that in the recycle bin out front. Well, alright, model railroaders, that's a look at this lot of Tyco stuff that I got off of Macari. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at it and seeing what worked and what didn't. I'm going to go ahead and pack all this back up. Maybe you'll see a couple of these in the near future. Alright, well, again, like I said, if you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below. If there's something I missed on these, or you have some information on that one Santa Fe set, drop that in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And until next video, happy model railroading, guys. Take care.